Hi there, welcome to our 31st Spanish lesson. We are at www.spanishfreelessonsonline.com. This time, in this video, we will learn how to ask why and how to reply because, right? So the two words in Spanish for why and for because are these. Porque, that's why. Porque means because, right? You can see that it's the same set of letters, but when you make the question why, it's you have two words, porque, and the que has a tilde. When you reply, it's just one word. It's porque, and then you have the rest, the answer, okay? Literally, word by word, this means for what, or for or because would be, and que would be what. That would be for what or because of what. This would be the same set of words, but all together, okay? So when you ask why, remember that the word why, porque, is two words, and the word que has a tilde here. And the answer is just the porque, one single word without the tilde. So, let's now see the new words that we'll be using in these examples. Let's start by corres. Corres comes from the verb correr. That means to run. To run, okay? So corres, if you remember when we learned how to conjugate in the present tense the group of verbs that end in er, so in letter er, you'll see that the corres is a conjugation in present tense for the second person of the singular. That means for you. So this would be like saying, why are you running? Why do you run? ¿Por qué corres? And since the verb already implies the person, right? You don't need to use a pronoun, right? You don't have to say ¿por qué corres tú? Because tú is already implied here in the conjugation of the verb. Porque means because. Estoy, we've seen that when we learned how to conjugate verb estar. Estoy is I am. Apurado. What is apurado? Apurado means in a hurry. Bebes. Bebes comes from, again, it's for the second person of the singular, as corres. Bebes comes from beber. Beber is to drink. Drink, okay? Agua means water. And tanta is so much. So much. So tanta is in feminine because it's referring to agua, water, which is a feminine word. That's why tanta ends with a for a feminine, and singular also, right? Because water is a singular word. You don't say waters, you say the water. Why are you drinking so much water? Okay. Tengo is, we've seen it when we learned the verb tener, because it means to have. Mucha means plenty or a lot, okay? Sed. Sed means thirst. Thirst. Comes comes from the verb comer, which means to eat. To eat. Again, it's conjugated for you, for the second person of the singular. Okay, that's why it finishes in es, being a verb from the group of verbs that end in er. Hambre. Hambre means hunger. Hunger. Lloras. Lloras comes from the verb llorar, which is to cry. To cry. Llorar. Llorar, we've seen it when we learned how to conjugate the regular verbs that end in ar, in ar. That this is the conjugation for you, for the second person of the singular, right? Porque estoy triste. Triste means sad. Okay? Sad, from sadness. ¿Por qué te vas? Here, if you remember when we learned how to conjugate the verb ir, the verb to go, ir. Ir is to go. We already learned how to conjugate that for the present tense. And vas is the conjugation of ir, which is an irregular verb, right? And it is for the second person of the singular, for you. For example, tú vas means you go. Okay? However, when this verb becomes a reflexive verb, for example, you, instead of being to go, it is to go yourself or to go oneself. Like here, look, the verb irse. You see, the ending se here implies that it's reflexive, right? When it's a reflexive verb, it means to leave. So if I say yo voy, I'm saying I go. If I say yo me voy, that literally means I go myself. Then that what actually means is I leave, right? So irse, this is the infinitive, right? Means to leave. Ir, just transitive, right? Is to go. So here, since it has the te means yourself, right? As me would be myself, te would be yourself, right? This word by word would be, this would say, why you go yourself, why you're going yourself. But this actually means, why are you leaving? Okay? Te vas comes from irse. Okay, the answer, debo here. Debo comes from the verb deber. Deber means to shall. Right? Because to have to do something, right? To have to.